Hi, I'm Michael, and this is Carelifornia. In this week, the IRS has announced that it'll be sending out letters to millions of Americans who should have first received their $1,200 stimulus checks but were skipped over because of administrative issues. Also, Mitch McConnell is optimistic about the upcoming vote on his $500 billion skinny stimulus package. And we talk about, will this bill even make it through the Senate before its certain death in the House? So today, we're talking about the 9 million Americans who may still be able to get their $1,200 stimulus checks from the first round of stimulus checks, Mitch McConnell's optimism about his skinny bill, and what the real likelihood of it passing is. Now, this is your 5-minute daily dose. So let's make this quick. But before we do that, if you like this information, if you find it interesting, if you find it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. So let's start with the up to 9 million estimated Americans who were actually eligible for the first round of $1,200 stimulus checks earlier this year, but didn't receive them. The IRS will start mailing out letters to Americans who normally do not file their taxes to notify them that they may still be eligible for the first round of $1,200 stimulus checks. For folks who do receive the IRS letter, it is very, very important that they respond to it via the IRS website by October 15th. This way they can ensure that they can get their stimulus money in a timely manner before the end of the year comes. Now remember, the stimulus checks are $1,200 for eligible adults, $2,400 for 2 married adults, and $500 for each eligible dependent. And to be eligible, a person must be a citizen or a legal resident, must have a valid social security number, and cannot be claimed by anybody else as a dependent. Now back to the current stimulus package negotiation. So today, Mitch McConnell has some newfound optimism around the possibility of getting his $500 Republican alternative skinny stimulus package passed in the Senate, despite the real possibility of it failing. The Republican skinny bill has been able to shave off nearly $500 billion from the initial HEREOS Act proposal by leaving out benefits like stimulus checks, eviction protections, and lowering the weekly enhanced unemployment benefits from $600 a week down to $300 a week. In order for the bill to make it through the Senate, though, McConnell would need 51 of the 53 GOP senators to vote in favor of the bill. And he is realistic in understanding that he will not likely get the 60 votes he needs to overcome a Democratic filibuster. But despite all the political headwinds, Mitch said in a closed-door lunch this week, "I am optimistic we'll have a good vote on our side." The optimism that McConnell has is likely as a result of some of the bill's strongest Republican critics now saying they'd be willing to vote to pass the bill. Senator Ben Sasse from Nebraska, Mike Braun from Indiana, and Ted Cruz out of Texas have all said they will vote in favor to pass the bill. Additionally, some of the fiscal hawks in the Republican Senate have been trying to whittle the skinny bill down even more, moving it from $500 billion down to $300 billion. But to appease these senators, according to Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, there's wording in the bill that would allow the government to get back some of that $2.2 trillion that was paid out under the CARES Act back in the first stimulus package. So far, only Rand Paul from Kentucky, and often the outlier, has committed to voting against the proposed bill and, realistically, any additional support. Even though it's late, it's better late than never that the IRS is finally catching up with all their work enough to try to correct the hole that left out 9 million Americans from their $1,200 stimulus checks. For those who are eligible, it'll undoubtedly be a welcome surprise. As for the current stimulus package negotiation, there's no way that Mitch McConnell can actually be optimistic about the upcoming vote. This can only be an attempt for him to put a happy face on a bad idea that only serves to waste more time in place of actually providing help to those who need it out here. I get the concern about how much money is being spent, but without additional and ongoing help, a lot of folks are not going to be able to make it until the end of the year, let alone the end of this month. This has been your 5-minute daily dose. I hope that you found it interesting or helpful or at least useful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Also, we here at Carelifornia, we know health insurance. So if you have any questions about your health insurance, leave those down below. We'll be happy to make a new video or a new post as soon as we can. Now, other than that, I'm Michael, and this is Carelifornia, wishing you a happy, healthy day.